He used to tell me I was different, the kind of woman men don't forget. I believed him. I believed every word that came from his lips, until those same lips whispered to another girl. He thought I'd stay. He thought I'd forgive like I always did, but this time my silence was louder than his excuses. 2 days later, he called me, crying, saying he'd made a mistake. He was right about one thing. I am the kind of woman men don't forget, especially when I walk away. When I first met Adrian, it wasn't fireworks. It was peace, the kind of calm that feels like safety after years of storms. He was charming, kind, and effortlessly funny. The kind of man who looked at you like he was listening to your soul, not just your words. We met at a mutual friend's art exhibit, and by the end of the night, we were standing by the coffee table, laughing over how terrible the canapes tasted. Maybe we should open our own art gallery, he joked. At least we'd serve better food. That was Adrian. Always easy, always warm. I was cautious at first. I had been hurt before, but he had a way of making promises sound like facts, and soon I let my walls down. For 2 years, he became my home. He'd pick me up after work, cook dinner when I was too tired, leave sticky notes on my mirror that said, "You're magic." Everyone thought we were perfect, and I almost believed it too. Almost. It started small. The little changes that don't scream at first, they whisper. His texts became shorter, his laughter a little forced, and one night, he came home smelling like a perfume that wasn't mine. When I asked, he laughed it off. "Babe, it's probably from the office. You know how close the marketing girls sit during meetings." I wanted to believe him. I needed to, because the alternative hurt too much. But the truth doesn't stay buried. It seeps through, like water through cracks. One evening, we went to a friend's birthday dinner. That's when it happened. He spent the entire night sitting next to a woman I didn't know, laughing, touching her arm, leaning close as if I wasn't right there. Everyone noticed. Everyone except him. When our eyes met, he didn't look guilty. He looked daring, as if he was testing me, seeing how far he could push before I'd break. That night, in the car, silence sat between us like a third person. I asked quietly, "Do you even realize how you made me feel tonight?" He sighed. "You're overreacting, Nora. I was just being friendly. Don't make this a scene." I stared out the window, blinking back tears. That was the night I realized something painful. He no longer respected me enough to hide it. The next day, I went through his phone. I know, I shouldn't have, but my intuition had been screaming for weeks, and it was all there. Messages, pictures, late-night calls. Her name was Clara, a coworker. He hadn't slept with her yet, but the messages were enough to break me. Flirty texts, heart emojis, jokes they'd shared about me. At one point, she'd written, "Does your girlfriend suspect anything?" And he'd replied, "She's too sweet for that." Too sweet. That's what he thought of me. That night, when he came home, I was sitting in the living room, the phone in my hand. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I just looked at him and asked, "Why?" He froze. "Nora, it's not what you think." "Then what is it, Adrian? Tell me. Tell me why you needed to make her feel special when I've spent years making you feel loved." He ran a hand through his hair, frustrated. "You're twisting this. It was just harmless fun. I didn't mean anything by it." I stood up, my voice calm but shaking. "You flirted with her, laughed with her, shared secrets with her, all while pretending to love me. That's not harmless. That's betrayal." He tried to reach for me. "You're not leaving, are you?" I took a slow breath. "No, Adrian. You already left. I'm just catching up." Then I walked out. No luggage, no goodbye. Just silence. The first night without him was unbearable. My apartment felt too quiet, my bed too cold. I kept checking my phone, expecting him to call, to apologize, something. But he didn't. And with every hour that passed, I realized something painful. He really thought I'd come back. By the second day, I was angry, not at him, but at myself, for giving so much to someone who gave so little back. That afternoon, I went for a walk to clear my head. The world felt lighter without the constant weight of his indifference. When I came home, my phone buzzed. It was him, Adrian. Nora? Please, I messed up. I can't eat, can't sleep. I was stupid. It meant nothing. You mean everything. Please come home. I stared at the screen for a long time, feeling nothing. No rage, no sadness, just peace. I typed back one sentence. You should have thought of that 2 days ago. Then I blocked his number. A week later, I got an email from Clara. She apologized. Said she had no idea I existed. Apparently, after I left, Adrian tried to pursue her seriously. But she found out the truth, that he'd lied to her too. She wrote, "He said you'd never leave." I guess he was wrong. I smiled at that. Not out of revenge, but closure. Because the truth was, I wasn't angry anymore. I was free. And while he was busy chasing validation, I was rediscovering myself. The woman who once loved deeply, forgave easily, and finally learned when to walk away. A month later, I got a message from a mutual friend. Adrian had quit his job. He was drinking heavily, lost weight, looked nothing like the man I once knew. But that wasn't my story anymore. That was his consequence. Sometimes I still think about that night at the art gallery. The laughter, the charm, the spark. It feels like another lifetime now. People ask me if I'd ever take him back, if I still miss him. I don't, because I finally learned the difference between love and attachment. Love lifts you. Attachment chains you to pain disguised as comfort. He thought my silence meant weakness, but silence can be the loudest goodbye, and mine echoed all the way back to his guilt. If you've ever been hurt by someone who thought you'd never leave, remember this. Walking away isn't losing. It's healing. Thank you for watching this story on Tales by Soul. If it touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because every soul has a story, and every story deserves to be heard.